Welcome back to a very cold, wet and, yes, miserable Monza for round 2 of the 2013 FIA World Touring Car Championship. Second of 2 races here at the fabulous Autodromo Nazionale in the Royal Park in Monza to the north of Milan. 7.2 degrees of air temperature, and it doesn't feel anything like that warm. Heavy rain all day long, track temperature barely in single figures. 93% precipitation. I'm saying 101% precipitation as the cars head out to the pit lane to the grid for the second of our races today. Martin Haven and alongside me British Touring Car Champion Matt Neal. And Matt, everybody's been having a go at you today, saying this is a sort of race whether that you should be racing it as a British driver, but actually nobody's really relishing this at all, are they?
It's certainly not getting any nicer. I went down and saw some of the... We had a chat with Huffy and co afterwards, and I said, well, did you enjoy that? It was fun coming through from the back, and it was a resounding no all round, because a lot of it is, I mean, they're clonking on. They're getting up to over 150 mile an hour down these long straights, and you have zero vision, and it can get pretty scary at that point.
Well, it's a very valid point, actually, about the speed. I went to talk to All-Inkle, and I was just having a look at some of Mark Basseng's traces, and they are doing just 10 kilometres an hour less in the corners at minimum speed and on the straights at maximum speed than they would be doing in bone dry and crystal clear conditions. So, yeah, they are still absolutely honking on, and apart from the race leader, not one of them can see where they're actually going.
Yeah, Van was very lucky he was out in front, because as we heard at the end of the race, in race 1, his window wiper broke halfway through, and that would have been pretty interesting for him if he'd been back in the pack, as he's going to be now.
There it is, 2 laps in. We thought as they were released from behind the safety car, because he had clear air, he'd switched them off. At least that's what I thought, but no, they were parked in the middle of the screen, which in fairness ought to have been an indication to me that they were not working properly. Nevertheless, there was no spray for him to look through, and he ended up winning race 1. That's his 3rd consecutive win here in the last 12 months. He won both last year's races and went from pole to victory in round 1 here a little earlier on this afternoon to the delight of his friends and family.
I'll tell you what that can be, is that obviously in these conditions, the electrics and the generation of power to feed them all is quite marginal in the cars, and in these conditions they need everything. They need the heated screens, they need the lights, they need the wipers, rain lights, everything's going possible.
Another big story is our world champion Rob Huff. We were talking to him earlier, and he's saying that he is going to start from the pit lane. You can hear lots of clonking and banging. He complained of a massive vibration after qualifying, and that wasn't fixed for the start of the race. They changed the discs on his car on the grid. That didn't fix it. He had enormous kickback through the brake pedal, real difficulty braking the car. Now they've changed drive shafts, they've changed hubs. They're now going to change the differential on the car. They're worried if that isn't changed, it may well go during the race, and well, that leaves him at the mercy of when it explodes and where he is on the track.
Yeah, it's a question of needs must, and if he's got to start at the back anyway, so starting from the pit lane, if it looks like it's going to be a safety car start, which I think it is again,
which it is,
then it's no real loss to Rob, and it's, you know, they've got to try something.
His teammate Mark Basseng starts on the outside of the front row of the grid, behind or alongside Daryl O'Young, who's on pole. Michel Nukia, James Nash, 3rd and 4th, ahead of Gabriele Tarquini in the Honda for his 2nd ever start. Pepe Oriola ties up in 6th position. Puncture put him out of race 1. Then McDowell, Chilton and Muller, with Fernando Monche moving into 10th position. Started race 1 in 12th spot. Retirements and penalties have moved him up the order. Thiago Montero, a little further down the order in his Honda, in 13th place. René Munich starting in 16th spot in the 2nd of the All-Inkle Motorsport cars, and Rob Huff will join the safety car queue from pit lane. So Tom Boardman, like Rob Huff, had asked for his car to be taken out of Parc Fermé. The request was refused by the stewards because they'd asked too late. Seems odd to me, but there you go. The only car that was allowed permission to be taken out of Parc Fermé to be worked on was the BMW of Stefano D'Aste. And despite our lofty elevation, even climbing on the table, I can't quite see whether D'Aste's made it onto the grid. Jean-Philippe Desraux looks to be the last car on the grid as it is, and he should be a row in front of Daste. His car's easy to spot because it's all white, and Daste's is easy to spot because it's not there. So Stefano Daste, it would seem, despite taking the car out of Parc Fermé, may not make the start. And René Munich, well, he was just a little worried about the rain, but I think acquitted himself very well in his first ever World Touring Car race.
Rossi back on a Yamaha, a team of Brits, a hot new rookie. Get ready for the most exciting season MotoGP has seen in years. MotoGP 2013 from the 4th of April on British Eurosport 2 HD, the home of motorbikes.
The road to freedom. Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Holidays?
No.
Business?
No.
Friends?
No.
Why are you so far away from home?
I have no idea.
How was your stay?
Most refreshing.
That calls for a Carlsberg.
Victor!
Morris, how did you get in here?
When you're a wag, Vic, doors just open. Oops. Before they clock them a geezer, give us your best odds on the match.
Morris, if you want our best odds, just go on to betvictor.com. We had the best odds most often on the Premier League last season.
Ooh.
For a free £25 bet, talk to Victor.
Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Busy grid here in Monza under very wet skies. Stefano Daste has made it out onto the grid, but from the pit lane, our pit correspondent, Ben Constanduris, at Ben Consty, tells us that Rob Huff is still there. And he's not the only car either. There are two cars will start from pit road. Tom Boardman, who also wanted to repair his damaged steering, his track control arm on his Seat, he will start from pit road as well. So the STR team and the All-Inkle Motorsport team with some work to do. Here's the man that won race 1, and Ivar Muller, the former world champion, has the lead after the first race, as indeed he did last year, winning both races here, in fact. Ooh, old photo in blue overalls. Oops, we need to get that headshot changed, because as you can plainly see from this view inside the car, ain't much blue on those overalls anymore.
Just going back to his window wiper issue, which I was explaining earlier. They have a massive draw in these conditions, and they have an intelligent ECU in them which controls all the electrics in the car. And if the electrics the draw starts to get too much, the ECU will randomly shut things down to try and save it, to stop the car, an engine conking out. And we've had it exactly the same in Britain in the adverse weather conditions, and it might have just selected his window wipers first of all.
Can I just point out that an ECU that selects turning off your wipers in the rain does not deserve the name intelligent ECU, because that is, you want to be able to hit it with the hammer and go, no, turn off my heated rear screen, I want to see where I'm going, not where I've been.
The preference is not to hit it with a hammer, the preference is when you get out the car to hit the guy who's programming it with a hammer.
It's absolutely right. Well, you can see here is the Bamboo Engineering Chevrolet. They are blue, the Bamboo cars. And that is of Alex McDowell, finished on the podium in 3rd place in race 1. Pepe Oriola looked set for 4th position. Late race puncture, Jaime Puig says, was what put him to the side of the track. So I'm afraid that accounted for the Spaniard. His younger brother, Jordi, winning in the European Touring Car Championship at lunchtime here, so he started well, and Jordi also driving a Seat. So Pepe Oriola Senior will be beaming from ear to ear even more than normal, I'm sure at that. You saw the Castrol Honda of Gabriele Tarquini. Tarquini finishing as the best of the Hondas in 4th place. Honda 4th and 5th with their 2 factory cars, Matt, behind 3 Chevrolets at the top of the pile. And you've got to say, for a first ever race, and also bearing in mind they've never been in the rain before, you could hardly have expected more of 2 new cars, could you?
Yeah, they were struggling a little bit with the front windows steaming up because you have no ventilation in these cars. And what we do is the windscreens are not glass, they're polycarbonate, but they have very fine elements in them, so they're heated, and actually the best heated windows for race cars are made in Italy. So from around here, so we have ours made down here, and sometimes again the ECUs can shut them down, or they're not working properly, or if they start to steam up, it's very hard to reverse that misting.
And of course, as a road car driver, you think, well, why don't you just turn the blowers on? Well, they don't have blowers because most of the time it's not a problem, and because that's extra weight, and it's more water circulating around another radiator and another lumpy box full of metal that's also taking electric draw out of your small racing size alternator. So you don't have a heater, you don't have a blower. What you do have is your Michel Nukia is a Smurf alongside with is that standard Chevrolet fitting?
Well, I was just about to say that the reason they don't is because they're trying to make them, it's a limited horsepower formula, and they're trying to make them as streamlined as possible. They cut some of the lines of these cars with razor blades to make, you look at the front of that Seat, and to try and make them punch through the air as cleanly as possible. So, and then they go and strap a Smurf to the side of it.
Well, it's inside. It is extra weight, but it's only a tiny bit of extra weight, let's say. Mark Basseng then will start on the outside of the front row of the grid, and it'll be down to Daryl O'Young to lead the charge when they are released by the safety car over the start-finish line and get the race under green flag racing. No pressure at all, obviously, for Daryl. First time in a BMW this weekend. Never raced the BMW in the dry. Certainly never raced the BMW in the rain. Mark Basseng, I was talking to him. I said, how long is it since you've driven front-wheel drive? He said, a decade. I won the German Clio Cup. But he said, I'm not sure that really helped me that much today. And Rob Huff will start from the pit lane when his car is fixed.
Additives and motor oils made in Germany. Liqui Moly.
Holidays?
No.
Business?
No.
Friends?
No.
Why are you so far away from home?
I have no idea.
The road to freedom. Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Forget the souks for once and go for the thrills as Marrakesh embraces the 21st century. On its 5th anniversary, the ancient city's street circuit is hosting the World Touring Cars once more. Mehdi Banani is the national hero in the BMW, but nobody's going to give him an easy ride in a championship where the racing is always wheel to wheel. The World Touring Car Championship from Marrakesh, April the 6th and 7th. For more info, go to FIAWTCC.com.
Liqui Moly. Additives and motor oils made in Germany.
Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Grid. cars heading off on the final formation lap around a very wet Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. There will be no safety car start for round 2 of the FIA World Touring Car Championship. We will start with a standing start as per normal. Well, what's back on the car? Wheels are back on, but Rob Huff's car is not down on the ground. Why, Matt? Because they're keeping the tyre warmers on until the last possible moment, and then he will go to the end of the pit road to join Tom Boardman and join the charge from the back of the field once they are released at last into the fray. So Darrell O'Young leads the field. Tom Boardman and Rob Huff, who had a good battle in race 1, will be coming from the back.
Yeah, Huff's problem now is he's stuck behind Boardman. He's going to be stuck behind Tom. And Tom actually showed a bit of pace in that race 1. So he
definitely was on for a top 10 finish until made contact with James Nash. Yokohama Independent Trophy. McDowell and Nash, Bamboo Engineering drivers first and second ahead of Freddie Bart, who makes his return to the championship, and rookie Jean-Philippe Desraux, who's never raced in the World Touring Car Championship before. And even Rennie Munich, who owns the Munich Motorsport team, getting independent points first time out. There's Boardman's STR Seat. Huff's is still in the air. They are waiting their time. No work going on the car. Huffy looking about as relaxed as you can imagine. And I think they will wait at least until Darrell is on the final, on the grid, and the other cars are forming up before they drop him to try and keep whatever precious degrees of temperature they can in the tyres.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, Martin. I mean, I'm amazed they're doing a start which is not behind a safety car, because the conditions are actually worse compared to the first race, and they cancelled the Formula... well, they stopped the Formula 3 race halfway through, which is just 30 minutes ago. Well,
there was a lot of teenagers and single-seaters who insisted on throwing themselves and each other at the scenery, so it is slightly different. And of course, race 1 was a rolling start anyway in any race weekend for the World Touring Car Championship, so maybe they figured a rolling start with that extra 25 kilometers an hour speed into the first corner might just be too much. Of course, the moment everybody drops the clutch here, walls and rooster tails of water will be generated, and so effectively everybody's going to be blind anyway, but ours is not to reason why. Darrell O'Young, Rennie Munich, Michel Nukia and James Nash, the first 4 on the grid. And of course you'll want to know where your race 1 winner, our World Championship leader Ivan Muller, is. There he is, car 12. He starts in 10th place. The man who took pole for race 1. Teammate Tom Chilton starts 9th. So they will be on row 5 of the grid. What will be in front of them when they get down to the first chicane? I'm afraid only time will tell us. So Rob Huff's car now moves down pit road to the pit exit. And he and Tom Boardman will join in once the whole field has cleared the end of the pit lane. Darrell O'Young in his Royal Motorsport BMW brings the field to the line for the start of race 2 of the 2013 FIA World Touring Car Championship. And the reigning champion Rob Huff lines up behind compatriot Tom Boardman in the pit road after a differential change on his Seat and suspension work on Boardman's car. They will go when the rest of the field has cleared them. Race 1 winner Ivan Muller starts 10th. And his focus will all be on trying to find a clean, slippery way through to the front as early as possible. Rennie Munich on the left-hand side of your screen, outside front row, has stalled 3 of 4 practice starts that he's tried this weekend. This is not the time to get it wrong. He needs to put some revs on that car, because he's got 2 quick-starting Chevys. Michel Nukia and James Nash on row 2 behind him, and Gabriele Tarquini, right-hand side, 3rd row back. Let's see how quickly he starts. McDowell does not get away well. Balks, Muller and Tarquini as ever. Unbelievable getaway. Darrell O'Young leads, but Gabriele Tarquini comes from 5th to 2nd. Even though he's in a completely different car to last year, he still manages to outstart almost the entire field. Rennie Munich is 3rd. Pepe Oriola is trying to get 4th. Has to go across the grass. Engstler goes down the escape road. Munich is 3rd, and Tarquini is looking for the lead and glory around the outside of a BMW which may not have much heat in its tyres in Curva Grande.
The Italians, he's on home territory at Monza. He smells that win.
Well, he's going to have to beat Ivan Muller for it, but he has the lead of the race from Daryl O'Young. René Munich, I beg your pardon, René Munich. Mark Basseng in 3rd place. Michel Nukia 4th, ahead of James Nash. Ivan Muller from 10th to 6th already in one corner. Then Pepe Oriola, Engsler, Bart, McDowell. And Boardman and Huff in that order at the back of the field have left the pit lane. So there is Muller. Oh, and lots of cars going off at the Roger as well.
Muller's made very good progress so far. Chilton's a couple of cars left behind him.
Looking back from Alex McDowell, who is currently down in 10th place. Woo! And that's Tom Coronel. Contact between the two of them. Coronel stays on. Muller's making a pass again. He's got alongside James Nash. Goodness me, this is just navigating by hope and luck, isn't it, really? Mark Basseng, good move from the GT1 world champion. 10 years since he's driven a front-wheel drive car. You wouldn't think it to look at him. Whoa, and there, jumping the curbs is Michel Nukia, and I'm afraid Daryl O'Young is just going to be gobbled up by the pack here in this BMW. He's got no experience of it in the rain, and he's already lost a headlight, look. Oh no, that was a car in front of him. It's Nukia. And there is Muller, right behind O'Young in 5th place already. We're not even into the Parabolica. Now we sweep through the long final corner. It is going to be Honda's first lap led. Mark Basseng in 2nd, Nukia 3rd, and Muller's already 4th. Look out, Gabrielli, he is coming for you.
It's like the boogeyman's coming, isn't it, with Muller?
Well, Boardman and Huff yet to catch René Munich, who is the car in front of them. Tarquini, Basseng, Nukia, 1, 2, 3, and Michel Nukia moves to close down Ivan Muller. Basseng's car again going very deep. He talked to us between the races, Matt Neal, about how the fact that he gets the nose to do what he wants, but then the tail is swinging around and giving him a lot of turn-in oversteer, and he's not been able to cure that.
It's his first time in first race proper in a front-wheel drive. Who's that?
Oh, that's René Munich. Well, Basseng got away well, but Tarquini from row 3 of the grid, just green and white, scything through the gaps.
He was electrifying in the Seat on his starts all last year.
There's just something about the old guy. He gets off the line well, doesn't he? Judged that superbly. Look at that.
Still struggling to get the power down there.
Yeah, couldn't get traction, but got 2nd place. Basseng was in 3rd there. Daryl O'Young led into the first corner, but even then, look, Tarquini trying to go around the outside of him in that first corner.
Oh, a little gentle nudge.
Tarquini tapping somebody. I can't believe what you're telling me. And that was the move around the outside of Curva Grande. Well, it may not have traction when it's putting the power down, but by gum, it can get round a corner well, and that was Freddie Bart. Just being avoided by Thiago Montero and everyone else, I think. And Muller through the exit of the Parabolica, going up to 4th place, where he still is behind Michel Nukia. 5th place, Daryl O'Young from James Nash, Pepe Oriola, Tom Chilton, or Tom C. On, as it's all that's left on his name strip. Stefano D'Aste's made good progress as well from the back row of the grid. Yeah. He's 12th.
Nukia and Muller are now fastest middle sectors, so they're starting to get their heads down now if they work together.
D'Aste's 12th. Again, from the back row of the grid. Huff is in 18th. He's got ahead of Boardman, who's 19th. But again, D'Aste's in 12th. Is it just because they're green and white they suddenly find a way through here? And that is McDowell.
It's the Italians. They're at home at Monza, and they've got to do.
McDowell was battling Engsler and Montero. He was a fraction behind Engsler, 2 seconds in front of Thiago Montero at the line. So I'm suggesting he may have made contact with Franz Engsler there in turn 11, which is the Parabolica.
They're pulling Tarquini back in. He's just 1.4 seconds off.
Well, yikes. And Jean-Philippe Desraux goes straight on. He was battling with Tom Coronel for 12th place. Oh, they're all going down the escape road.
He never even
Is there gravel or oil or something down there?
It's like they're not even attempting.
Maybe there's oil down there, because a lot of them on that outside line are, or maybe there's standing water they haven't found before.
There was some standing water on the outside, yeah.
May well be that they've all hit the same puddle, and with exactly the same effect, Matt. If there's a sheet of ice there and 4 cars go over it, they're all going to have the same effect, and that's what water does to you. Baseng, Nukia and Muller, these 3 cars, and Nukia has a big cold tyre moment. We saw that, didn't we, with Rob Huff and Alain Menu side to side through the Lesmos last year in blue Chevys, and Ivan Muller took advantage then and takes advantage now.
Big mistake off Nukia, because now Muller's in front.
Nukia now, Muller now third. Tarquini leads, Baseng second, Muller third. Nukia wants a place on the podium. He's looking at Ivan Muller. There's Tomo enjoying things from the sidelines, not half as much as I think he would have been enjoying it. Don't forget, his car would have been where Baseng's is now, second on the grid in race 2, had it been fit to race. Here come the leaders.
Tarquini's responded, fastest middle sector of the race.
But Muller, fastest lap of all last time round. Nash, fastest first sector on this lap as well. Muller's going to have a look at Baseng. Not yet, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Turns into the parabolica, and again, so many times we've seen this map. The Chevy with grip to spare on turn-in. Baseng gets the nose planted and drives away from Muller.
He should get a good slipstream on, and there's a good distance for a slipstream coming up that start-finish straight as well now.
DRS is open. Oh, no, hang on a minute. That's just Muller. And of course, the Chevy's unrestrained by any kind of politics this season. Muller is fully lit at this race. For the first time, we're seeing really what this Chevy Cruze can produce.
Oh, Baseng, he's run deep.
Again, same thing. Gets the nose turned in, and the tail just drags the car wide out to the curbs, and Muller takes advantage, gets a clean turn in, clean exit. There's Justine Monnier as Herman moves up to second place. Muller is coming, just him and Tarquini between him and the lead. Ivan Muller in second place in front of Mark Baseng. He's got by Baseng and Nukia in 1 lap, and almost outbreaks himself into the Roger there. Just got in a little deep, Matt, as we look back from leader Tarquini.
Yeah, he can take his time now, but I fear the next target for him is not going to be so easy to put one over on.
Well, the only person that Tarquini is not going to heave off into the gravel as they try and go around the outside of him is the one who's currently chasing him. There's this very long-standing and friendly relationship between Tarquini and Muller, and they will treat each other very equally, I think. If Muller comes a knocking, Tarquini's not going to roll over, but Muller's got the speed. Look at him as he comes down now. He's going to make an inside move into Ascari. Will he get there? No, he won't. Tucks in, but he is now in hunter-killer mode, and Tarquini knows that it's his blood that Muller can smell in the water. And look at the water on the apex there of the first part of Ascari. Massive puddles Tarquini ran through, and you know what happens when your road car does that. It stops you dead, and it did the same to the Honda. Muller leads.
I'll tell you what, with this much standing water, it'd be easy for Muller to make a mistake on one of the puddles as well, because you're the first car round, which Tarquini was experiencing that time.
Yeah, Tarquini found standing water. He really cut the inside of the first right-hand element, or the right-hand element in the middle of Ascari, and the left wheels just hit standing water and stopped dead, and Muller shot by him as a result. But you're right, now Tarquini, the boots on the other foot, it's easier perhaps to chase and put pressure on in these conditions than it is to be the chased, especially when there is a car about to be lapped in front, and that's Norbert Mikulits in the Honda.
Well, there is a big puddle on the outside there.
Massive puddle. You can see the bow waves. And that's why so many cars just shot straight through the chicane. And the steward's been very sensible about penalties for straight lining the chicanes. You know, this is essentially Class 1 offshore powerboat racing, but with roofs. So you've got to be a little bit judicious about penalties. Mark Baseng really doing a stand-up job there in third place in that all-Inkle Motorsport team.
Yeah, you have to take your hat off. The last front-wheel drive he drove was a Renault Clio.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
2-litre Renault Clio, who was the German champion, But Michel Nukia has been driving that Chevrolet all last year, and he raced in the World Touring Car Championship with Seats before, so he knows what he's got, and he also knows the weak points of the Seat in front of him. Basseng knows neither. He's just hanging on there.
Chilton, fastest lap.
Yep. Tom Chilton in 7th place behind Pepe Oriola and James Nash, 6th and 5th. This is our top 4. Nash only 2.7 seconds behind this group. Drive-through penalty for Mehdi Banani for exceeding the track limits. And a flag of warning to Tom Boardman for the same offence.
Huffy's up to 12th now.
I said to him after race 1, I said, what was wrong with you? Do you not fancy being on the podium? And he said, well, I might have done if the brakes had worked, if I'd been able to stop the car. I wonder if that change of differential has helped. Matt, we talked about it between the races. The single best thing, perhaps, that has happened in Huff's weekend is that after failing to qualify and starting at the back of the grid, it was appalling wet conditions, which allows him more chance, perhaps, to overtake than they would have been in the dry.
Yeah, it's a combination of that and other drivers, because of the conditions, make more mistakes.
Yeah.
So allow you to through, where it's a much tighter ship you've got to try and navigate through. Was that Chilton behind there?
Yes, that's the 5th place battle. That's Nash. Oriola behind him in the Seat, who gets a good run, and Tom Chilton in 7th spot. James Nash 5th at the moment. Pepe Oriola, though, in the slipstream. He'll vanish. And again, got to say, Mark Basseng using all the speed of that car. There is the Honda of Norbert Mikulits, who's had a wretched time in that car. Now is Tarquini. Oh, Muller's gone by Tarquini. Muller's gone by Tarquini, and Basseng, and everybody's having problems. I think that first corner puddle is getting bigger and bigger. Now, did Muller get by Tarquini because he shot straight through?
No, that happened about a lap ago.
Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't pay attention to that, sorry. Did really?
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Thinking about too many other different things. Okay, so Muller pulling away, 2.4 seconds ahead of Tarquini. I'm sorry, yes. And
Basseng went straight through the...
Yeah, Nukia went by him.
Tell you what, Nukia's got Tarquini in his sights now.
Yee, power sliding his way through, which you can't do in a rear-wheel drive car, but it looks like it. James Nash there, still holding off Pepe Oriola and Tom Chilton. And they're not... Oh, they are now, actually. They've dropped about a second away, that 3-car battle, from this battle for 2nd place. So they are dropping away. Nash, Oriola and Chilton are tripping over each other. Huff right with Coronel, O'Young and Daste. It's a 4-car train behind this. So we got Muller on his own, then a 3-car train for 2nd, a 3-car train for 5th, a 4-car train then for 9th place behind Thiago Monteiro, who's Billy No Mates.
It looks as though Nukia is almost trying to wring the neck too hard of that Chevy.
Yeah.
One of the keys to speed in these slippy conditions is just being so smooth and not trying to get the car sideways and sliding too much. I mean, Muller in these conditions is a genius.
Oh, Boardman and Bart.
Muller was an ice racing champion for 10 years, and they changed the rules every year to try and handicap him more and more, and in the end he just left it.
And then banned him, yeah. Too good, don't come back. Like indoor karting, too good, don't come back. Here's Huff. Now he is in amongst O'Young and Coronel. Coronel's got by his Real Motorsport teammate. Nash is still in front of Oriola and Chilton, who is getting closer and closer. Nash and Chilton are those 2 Chevys. 5th and 7th. Don't forget they were Ford's teammates last year. And here comes Tom Chilton. He's got a good run going on Oriola. Not good enough, though, because that Seat engine is very quick. Chilton sticking with it. Battle for 2nd. Tarquini, Nukia and Basseng.
He's missed it again.
Yeah.
Made it.
Right, he got into that water, but got it slowed down, I think.
This is getting interesting now, this battle for 2nd.
Yeah. If we take Muller out of the equation, we've got a very good race indeed on our hands. Gabriele Tarquini goes by the Honda of Norbert Mikulits. Tarquini in 2nd place, Nukia still in 3rd. There's the red, white and green of Tarquini, and Basseng again almost runs up the back of Nukia. Chilton, replay of him battling with Oriola. Now, no contact, but Oriola left it too late to try and make the corner and had to straight line the chicane. On board with Rob Huff, this is Coronel in front.
Yeah, I just got notification Oriola's picked up a drive-through penalty for that.
No, he's car 74. Drive-through penalty is for car 25, which would be maybe Benani.
Right.
In fact, that's been up for he was notified of that before, wasn't he, a couple of times, and who was warned about it? Tom Boardman was warned about it.
That's my mistake.
Here comes Nukia. There's so much going on here, and Matt, of course, you don't have the adrenaline of being at the wheel, where it's so much easier to follow all these little tributaries and confluences that are going on.
When you're at the wheel, you're just so focused and concentrated, you don't have time to think about a lot of things. Up in here, I get more butterflies sat in here watching it now.
But you don't need the time to think as well, because your adrenaline is rushing so fast, your synapse is just firing at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and your brain works so much quicker. Huff still with Coronel, flying the curbs with Air Coronel. He cannot get the power down. Look how much traction Huff has got coming out of Ascari, straight by. That's not engine power, that is traction. Huff can get the power on the road, and Tom could not. Change for 10th. Huffy is back in the points.
Now we've lost Nokia. Have we lost Nokia?
No,
that
not so far.
No, that was Montero.
This is lap 8 of 10. Can Huff get into the top 6 again? It's a much slower progress this time, because he started from the pit road, and a big slide there, and see how much the car just slows down. There's Nokia.
There's Nokia
ahead of Coronel.
No, ahead of Tarquini.
Tarquini, rather. So Nukia is in 2nd place, Chevrolet 1-2, Honda 3rd, Baseng 4th in the Seat, Nash and Chilton 5th and 6th in the Chevys. So still 4 of the top 6 cars are Chevrolets. Tarquini drives right around the outside of Nukia and said, "You see that 2nd place? I'll have that back, thank you very much indeed."
Made a mistake. Didn't see what happened there.
Might have been. Now, Nukia didn't get by because he jumped the chicane, did he? He got by on the straight, so he didn't give it back. No, because we saw him passed on the straight before they got to braking, so he didn't give it back. I think Tarquini's just found phenomenal grip all the way around the outside of Curva Grande. Well, this is Parabolica.
Don't know. Good
racing. Great racing between the two of them. Nukia alongside. Didn't see the end of that. I thought we were going to see the answer to the question we asked, but we didn't. Black and white flag for Pepe Oriola, which means they're watching his driving standards, which may be how he's treating the track limits.
Maybe I'm psychic. Maybe he will get a drive-through penalty in a couple of laps.
Nukia again lunges down into Ascari, inside Tarquini, who cannot defend. There's a car in the way. Nukia gets the car kind of to the 2nd apex. Look how much curb Tarquini's using to straddle that big high puddle there, or big puddle off the high curb. Some of those words in a sentence rearranged.
You can see the spray there, but the problem with that much spray and the puddles, you can't see it, so you hit the puddles and then you just aquaplane, but you don't know when you're going to get it.
Has Tarquini got his headlights on main beam? They're a lot brighter than anybody else's. Tom Boardman, at the Roger, can he get out of there? Luckily it's wet gravel, makes it easier to find some traction. Comes back on-ish, vaguely in the middle of a few people. Nukia in 2nd now, pulling away from Tarquini, where the Honda seemed to get better in race 1 as it progressed. It doesn't seem to be happening here. Now, that is Oriola trying to go by James Nash. He's done him. He's up to 6th position at the line. Nash in 7th. Chilton's gone by as well. Nash has made a big mistake somewhere then, I think.
Oh, Chilton's jumped the pair of them, so he's up to 5th place now.
Yes, he has. So Nash and Oriola, there you go. James Nash makes a mistake in the Parabolica. Pepe goes through, but takes a compromised line, and Max Chilton, fully lit on the right line, goes steaming by them both up to 5th position. Where did he finish in race 1? 2nd, of course, yes, behind Ivan Muller. So Ivan Muller still leads after on lap 9 of 10. Michel Nukia in 2nd is the top independent. Biff bash bosh. And that is the Valvoline bonnet of Coronel hitting McDowell. Yeah, Coronel hitting McDowell. Car 37. Who's car 37? Oh, Rennie Munich up the escape road.
Now, the one that's up for grabs is 3rd. Is Marc Bassin going to get a podium on his first meeting, or is Tarquini going to get a podium for Honda's first meeting?
Well, now there you go. There is the battle. 1.2 seconds between Tarquini and Basseng. And that is Michel Nukier's family and friends in the garage. He lies in second place, top Yokohama independent performer. Top Indy, Matt Neal, has been on the podium in race 1, third for Alex McDowell, and looks like a podium shoe-in in second place here, Michel Nukier. And Tarquini is definitely not safe. Whatever Mark Basseng may have been saying to us about not being sure about the car, when there's a podium sniffing right in front of him, he'll find something extra if he can.
Yeah, you speak to Basseng and he's got a very lovely, calm, pleasant demeanour. But he hasn't won all the things he's won without having a bit of fire in his belly and being a racer.
Reigning FIA GT1 world champion Mark Basseng. Won it in even darker, even wetter conditions at Donington Park at the end of last year, didn't he? Tarquini still third, but Basseng with the speed. Tarquini's last lap, 2:20.6. Basseng's 2:19.7 and Oriola's 2:17.9. Basseng a second quicker than Tarquini on that penultimate lap. Last lap of the race now. This is lap 10 of 10. Car 14 under investigation. That's James Nash, 7th spot. Quite sure why. There might have been something before he ran wide in Parabolica that we didn't see. Well, there's a big story here for this podium, isn't there? Muller, 2 race wins, might perhaps have predicted that. Nukier, second place overall and top Indy. And then either Tarquini or Basseng, perm one of those two. Either way, whichever team gets that podium, that's a big story for either or both of them. Oh, and Chilton's right behind as well. Chilton might get through if they tangle.
Yeah, Basseng has got to be careful, otherwise Chilton might just mug him.
Yeah. Chilton's close, and he's not alone. Behind Chilton is Oriola. There's Chilton. You see the other set of lights, that's Pepe Oriola. Ooh, and Basseng all over the curbs there, tail wagging the dog. Tarquini, well, this is line and length, Matt. This is ignoring the lights in your mirrors and just getting your line right, and that is the other car of René Munich, just staying out of the way. René, slow right down. Do not get in the way of Mark Basseng, your teammate. He's staying well out of harm's way, and Basseng's got a good run again on Tarquini. Not close enough. Looking back from Gabrielli, we're still in third, Matt, and this is Ascari. One more chance. Ooh, and again Tarquini finds the puddle, and Basseng's all over him. He's going to gobble him up on the exit. Can he get the traction? He can, but Tarquini's got position. Basseng tries to run wide. Muller is going to win this. Nukier is going to be second. It's all about third, and Tarquini, how has he hung on?
I mean, the one thing is this Seat and Honda do seem very evenly matched on the straight, so he's got to make it work for it.
Listen to the Italian commentator going mental. Big wobble from Tarquini. That's what happened to Basseng in quality. René Munich in qualifying. Tarquini ran into the back of him, but Basseng needs to drive to the line. Victory for Muller. 2 wins. Second place for Nukier, and third place at the line by a hair is Tarquini. And the timing screen doesn't tell us. The timing screen's died. Tarquini is third. Basseng is fourth. 37, or is that 87 thousandths behind? It was a hair's breadth either way. Honda have a podium in their first race. Nika have a podium in their first race weekend. And Basseng so close. Look at that at the line. Half a car length. There was an overlap. So that was close. Wow. Well, Ivan Muller, 2 race wins. I don't think we're surprised by that, are we?
Well, anything could have happened this race. You know, with those conditions, they were absolutely horrendous. And, you know, for Ivan to come from where he did on the grid, and car or not, Muller or not, you have to take your hat off to him to get 2 under his belt in these conditions. But pretty ominous for the rest of the grid. I mean, he's just, you speak to him in the paddock and he seems very relaxed this year, and when Muller's on that sort of form, he's a very hard guy to beat.
Yep. He might have had a tougher time, perversely, if it had been dry. I think perhaps the wet weather exaggerated how good the Chevy is. Great traction, great power traction, and great chassis balance. Andrea Adamo there in the left of your shot in the black hat, absolutely delighted with that. Tears from the Japanese Honda men, and I'm sure the men from Mugen as well, the engine builders, will be absolutely ecstatic. It is a dream start, first ever World Touring Car Championship weekend for the factory Castrol Hondas, and they have a podium finish. Well, it's a big, big moment for them, and again, it's Gabrielli who pulls it out of the fire. Do you know, I half anticipated he might be in the running for pole because he just does that here, but he got a great result for them with that podium position, and he lies third in the championship behind Ivan Muller and Tom Chilton. Well, Michel Nukia and Alex McDowell tied for fourth in the championship, and look at this. How close was that at the line for third place? Tarquini getting that vital podium just ahead of Marc Basseng, robbed by a fraction of a second. So Van Muller heads into Parc Fermé. He is the championship leader. As last year, Alex McDowell leaves here. Oh, I thought they had 18 points. They got 18 points each in the overall championship, him and Michel Nukia as the top independents. But in fact, James Nash leads the independents category. How does that work? James Nash in 14th place, but under investigation by the stewards for what? I'm not sure that we really saw. There's Justine Monnier, Yvonne Muller's fiancée.
He's going to have to marry one of these years, isn't he? I think.
Yeah. I think he's been under pressure. I think she's got the ring and everything. Well, you know, Yvonne's not a man to hurry anything, is he?
He certainly got a hurry on then.
Yeah, he did get a hurry on then. Absolutely. Well, down in Parc Fermé is our man Ben Constanduras, and there is the man, Mr. Lukoil, who has put Ivan into this RML Chevy drive. I don't think that's putting too fine a point.
Well done, mate. Good job. Thank you, man. For the bloody good race. Well done, good job. Thank you. Good job.
Se vuole macchine 2,50
Grandissimo. Grazie. La partenza come andata? Sei partito, sai cos'è? Sei partito male. Peccato.
Him and ask what the bronze is all about. I think it's beyond bronze. I think he's gone straight to silver, hasn't he? Yeah, what's left is definitely silver. And Ivan as well. That's a bit more grey than in the days of the British Touring Car Championship. William de Braquelaire there, the boss of Honda's European motor racing arm. And Gabrielli's wife greeting him with congratulations. There's Michel Nukia, our runner-up. And Ben Constanduras is with our race winner.
A double race win for the 2011 world champion Ivan Muller. Ivan, how much harder was it coming through the pack?
It's amazing because you could see the car in front of you. You couldn't even see the light. So I was trying to look on the side. The board tell you how many meters from the corner you are. And I was braking at that point, more or less. It was very, very tough.
One of the worst conditions you've raced in a few years?
You know, I raced since a long time. But yeah, it's for sure one of the worst conditions.
What's the feeling? You have 55 points. You can only score 55 points. 3 weeks ago, you didn't even know you were racing.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 weeks ago, we were far away to be sure to be here. Now we are here. We have the maximum of points. Thank you to Lukoil, Aeon and RML, which they believe on the program, and finally we are here.
Enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
I'm sure he will. Well, it's that Jenson Button moment, isn't it? You know, when Honda left and there was no guarantees, he kept the faith and it all came together well. And Look how much that means to Gabriele Tarquini and the Honda guys. Let's hear now from our independent winner, Michel Nukia.
Yokohama Trophy for this race in just second position. Michel, what a fantastic drive in your first race for a good half a year in the World Touring Cars.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be here. It's fantastic to be P2 and win the independent. It's nice to have a little battle with Ivan. He was, of course, a little bit quicker. This is for our first test, and this is a race test. So I think we have a good car for the next races that come up.
And you must feel better because obviously race 1 was so disappointing.
Yeah, but our drive shaft was broken. That happens sometimes, and we fix it and just go out and push everything you can. So you can see us sliding a lot, but it was fun. But it's a lot of rain here right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
There is indeed a lot of rain here. Great racing though from Michel Nukia. I'd spent a lot of time wheel to wheel with Gabriele Tarquini. There was a great bit of racing going on between the two of them.
It was, I mean, considering the conditions, it was some phenomenal racing, very close but very clean all the way through, which was...
Well, you know, it's a field for the class.
Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Additives and motor oils made in Germany. Liqui Moly.
The road to freedom. Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Holidays?
No.
Business?
No.
Friends?
No.
Why are you so far away from home?
I have no idea.
Eurosport Player is the Eurosport multi-screen service. With Eurosport Player, watch British Eurosport and British Eurosport 2 live on computer, smartphone and tablet through a single subscription. Watch your favourite events through the catch-up service. Also enjoy exclusive content through the bonus channels. Eurosport Player. All sports, all emotions.
Liqui Moly. Additives and motor oils made in Germany.
British Superbikes 2013 sees two of its greatest champions go head-to-head. Let battle commence. It all starts Sunday, 7th of April, live on British Eurosport 2 HD.
Japan quality. Yokohama. Your tire.
Will join his driver Ivan Muller on the podium. Ivan goes out as our race leader. Michel Nukia in second place, the top Yokohama Trophy driver for the Independents. And in third place, Gabriele Tarquini for Castrol Honda. So the anthem of the winning driver and the winning constructor, Ivan Muller and Chevrolet. And the trophies will be presented first to third place to Gabriele Tarquini. Big applause, especially from the Gabriele fan club down there. Loyal friends and family. And an important day for Honda. They start their World Touring Car campaign with a factory squad and claim their first podium. Michel Nucke, second place. Victory in the independent category in race 2 for the Nika Racing driver. And Ivan Muller starts 2013's campaign as he did 2012's with 2 race wins here in Monza. And Chris Cronin from RML, Ivan's long-serving race engineer, receives the trophy for the winning constructor Chevrolet. Ben Constantinos hasn't even got halfway through the ceremony, and Chris has got an earful of champagne from his driver. And now the Yokohama trophy for the top independent driver presented to Michel Nucke. So Nika Racing go away with a race win in their category and an outright second place as well. 2 trophies and a bottle of fizz. And actually Michel might want to just keep the cork in that for his team. And Gabriele will be sharing the champagne shower and the contents of the bottle, I'm sure, with the Castrol Honda team. Aha.
Champagne in the eyes, nothing worse.
Oh yeah, nothing better than well, no,
yeah.
It's horrible in the eyes, but nothing better than a race suit that smells of champagne when the truck gets back to the factory, right?
Correct.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, photo op, and there's Ivan's loyal fan club. She asked if we could hold the podium ceremony to allow her to get there this time. She was out by the first corner after race 1, didn't make it back for the champagne. Has done this time, though. And on come our other independent trophy winners. Second, James Nash. Third, Stefano D'Aste. And again, D'Aste, 9th place from last on the grid. That's not bad. Okay, Rob Huff and Tom Baldwin started behind him, so he was, what, 20th? 20th to 9th? You can't argue with that in a BMW.
It's such a shame he had that shunt in the first race.
Yep, and he was the only BMW in the points, wasn't he? He was the top BMW, 9th place. Tom Coronel in 11th spot. Rob Huff got a point in 10th position, so scored in both races, despite not even setting a time in qualifying. Ivan Muller's our championship leader, ahead of Tom Chilton and Gabriele Tarquini in 3rd spot. Michel Nucke, Alex McDowell, Thiago Montero, and those are the rest of the overall Drivers' Championship point scorers. Happy with 8 points in race 1, 1 in race 2. So 46 points behind the leader already. It'll be a long season, lots more racing, lots more twists and turns in the tail. And Matt, is there a sense in any way, do you think, that RML feel the need to really get the points on the board in case Honda turn out to have a quicker package over the long stretch?
Yeah, I know. Since Honda announced their involvement at the end of last year, RML were very twitchy about it, even before they lost the factory Chevrolet deal. So they know Honda are coming, and they know Honda are going to improve and get faster, and you know, of a really strong driver with Gabriele especially, who knows how to win championships, and so they want to get as many points on